you know all that. We're gonna be watching video about vapes. So yeah, and it's a video from kurzgesagt in a nutshell. Okay, I still cannot pronounce their channel name, but you all know it's a really popular channel. I will show in a second. But yeah, we're gonna be watching video about vaping and how vaping is too good to be true. And I remember a few years ago the guys, I have never vaped, never want to vape and stuff like that, but or drugs, it is a kind of a drug or a smoking, you can say. But people do say, nay yaar, vaping is okay, vaping is little bit healthier or not as bad as smoking. But according to me, I think so it's as bad or even worse than smoking cigarette, you can say. I think so, because I have seen few of website or few of kind of researches where they showed that yeah, it's really bad. It's not as good as you think it is, but people make it sound like koi nahi yaar, it's okay, vaping is a cool thing to do. They think it's a cool thing to do, and at least, oh, I'm vaping, at least I'm not smoking cigarette, bro. It's kind of the same thing or even worse, you can say. But yeah, I hope we do find this in this video that is it really too good to be true, or is it as bad as smoking cigarette, or what's the point here? But yeah, let's watch it together.
Vaping is kind of amazing. Finally, a less bad alternative to smoking. It delivers one of the most popular drugs in the world, nicotine.
Yes.
It may improve your attention, concentration, memory, reaction time, and endurance. It can
really? Wait, what? I know it have nicotine, but what?
It may improve your attention.
It improves your attention, concentration. No way. I need to vape. I think so.
Concentration, memory,
I've been missing on it.
And endurance. It can reduce anxiety and stress and help you relax and enhance
maybe
your
that
mood.
It can, yeah.
Nicotine also suppresses hunger, making it easier to maintain or lose weight. And
oh, okay, yeah, kind of makes sense. Not gonna lie, if you're gonna keep smoking or doing that, you won't feel like you'll be. I get it. You will be kind of addicted to vaping, but yeah, at the same time you'll be like, nah, I don't feel that hungry, because all that smoke, all that flavor is kind of filling you up, you can say.
It's simply fun to put a thing in your mouth and get a little kick. Compared to other stimulants, nicotine's effect doesn't come at the same high price for our bodies. It's also crystal clear that vaping is way less harmful than smoking.
Really? No, man, come on. For real, I have seen few websites and really popular, or you can say really authorized kind of website which showed that, not recently but few years ago, which showed that vaping is really bad or maybe worse than smoking. Okay, my bad.
Smoking delivers, hot smoke and extremely toxic particles directly into your lungs, causing serious damage all over your body right away. But we'll purely focus on nicotine vapes in this video.
Okay,
sure, nicotine is one of the most addictive substances we know, but vaping on its own seems kind of okay. So, is it really that bad if you do it?
It is, I think.
We should find out quickly. While in the West, smoking is slowly falling out of fashion, especially among teens, vaping has become a growing epidemic.
So
in 2023, in the UK, 20% of children had tried vaping at least once. In the US, 8% of all students are currently vaping regularly.
I think it's more,
1 in
man.
4 of them do it daily, and almost all of them use vapes with flavors.
Of course you want it flavor if you really want to do it.
What does it do to your body?
What is that?
How does
it do?
vaping work? A vape is basically a small tank of liquid heated up by a metallic coil that vaporizes it. The major ingredient in most vape juice is propylene glycol and glycerol, the main chemicals in smoke machines, which are also used in countless chemical processes. From food like candy and baking mixes to cosmetics, paints or plastics. Then there are the nicotine salts containing the magic and dozens of different flavor molecules. When you pull on a vape, the metal coil heats up and turns the liquid into the vapor you inhale. Vapor sounds kind of nice, harmless and pleasant, but vapes don't produce actual vapor, but a heated mist of aerosol. A warm, sticky substance made out of large molecules and microscopic particles mixed with air. The best thing to compare it to is inhaling warm body spray. When you take a hit, billions of aerosol particles cover your mouth and tongue, making you taste pleasant stuff and enter into your lungs. They reach your alveoli, little air sacs where the breathing happens. Here, the nicotine passes into your bloodstream and is transported into your brain to cause all the pleasant effects. And here, the complications begin.
Yep.
What's actually in your vape? The scary answer is that we don't really know.
Wow.
Studies found that vape liquids can be thousands of very different mixes of many dozens of substances. The majority were not even mentioned on the label.
Wow.
This seems almost unbelievable, but the vaping industry is much less regulated than you'd think.
They're just mixing random stuff.
Substances in vapes are technically safe. Kinda. They're used in cosmetics, medicine, or food, and have been extensively tested.
Okay.
Most are safe to eat or put on your skin. But that's not the same as breathing them in. Cinnamaldehyde found in cinnamon oil kills cells and causes genetic damage when inhaled. Benzaldehyde found in almonds or apples has a fruity taste and is common in cherry, berry, chocolate or mint-flavored vapes. As a gas, it irritates the respiratory tract.
I mean, yeah,
What's
it's not
worse
good.
is that we don't know what many substances in vape juice do if heated up. The longer you inhale and the hotter the coil gets, the more chemicals in the juice change. Molecules merge or break down, creating new compounds with unknown consequences. When propylene glycol and glycerol are heated too much, they decompose and turn into harmful molecules. This can happen when the liquid runs out or the coil gets too hot. You'll probably notice this because your vape will taste weird or burnt.
Yeah.
If this happens, you should stop right away. And it gets worse. When the metal coil is heated up, it releases metal particles. Studies found aluminium, boron, calcium, iron,
That's cool.
copper, magnesium, zinc, lead, chromium, nickel, and
Damn.
manganese in the vapor. All
So
of which
many.
vary from really bad news to straight up toxic and can cause lung irritation, chronic bronchitis, and shortness of breath in the short term. Nickel can also cause cancer when breathed in. All of these mystery substances also interact with each other in new and exciting ways. In bad ways? We don't know yet. What do we know about the health effects of vaping?
Not much research
What does
is done on
vaping
it.
do in your body? The elephant in the room is that we don't know exactly how bad vaping is, since it's only been around for about 10 years. Also, most studies on health effects in humans focused on smokers who switched to vapes. We do know for sure that smoking is orders of magnitude more harmful. If you smoke, switching to vaping will reduce your risk of disease massively. If you smoke, please switch to vaping. But these studies also muddy the water a bit. What if you never smoked and started to vape? In the short term, a significant portion of vapers develop poor breathing symptoms, coughing, extra mucus production, shortness of breath, wheezing, throat and chest pain. But the truth is, we simply don't know what will happen in the long term. The first larger-scale study on vaping with non-smokers only started in 2024. It'll take years before we can say anything with confidence.
Same answer, not much research.
But take them with a grain of salt. Your lungs are made from very sensitive tissue and were never meant to deal with trillions of aerosols, chemicals and metals. What goes into your lungs generally stays in them forever, which is why smokers' lungs are dark and dirty. It seems that vaping activates the immune system, which tries to clean up the aerosols. This causes inflammation and fluid seeps into the lungs, while the cells guarding their entry produce extra mucus you have to cough out. Some of them may even die. Vaping also may cause stress all over your body. It may increase your heart rate and blood pressure, lower blood oxygen, or stiffen and clog up your blood vessels.
Damn.
It may create oxidative stress, which has all sorts of bad effects on your organs and may potentially cause many different diseases over time. Does this increase your risk of strokes, heart diseases, lung diseases, or cause cancer?
I guess.
Again, we don't know. Maybe it causes damage, but something else will kill you before vaping does.
Good,
Maybe it will make you sick. But all we have right now is
maybe.
We're conducting one of the largest medical experiments in history. If you are vaping, you're a test subject.
Yep.
Too much of the wonder drug. What's new about vaping is the sheer amount of nicotine it delivers into your system. For most people, it's kind of hard to smoke 20 plus cigarettes a day because smoking is pretty harsh. As vaping is less aggressive and doesn't smell bad, you can do it inside and constantly for hours.
Yeah.
It's easy to go through an entire vape a day.
Yeah,
They
I'm sure
shower
people
your
do
brain
more
with
than
extremely
one
high
time.
nicotine doses, which makes them extremely addictive. For teens, this may be very bad. During your teenage years, your brain is developing and your nicotine receptors are especially active. They're directly linked with your reward system and thus how you feel about yourself and your life. Nicotine may change brain development by overstimulating the nicotine receptors. Again, the science is pretty annoying here with loads of caveats. Nicotine in teens has been linked to cognitive deficits, hyperactivity, reduced impulse control, deficits in attention and cognition, and mood disorders. But there's a chicken and egg problem. Did nicotine cause this, or are people with a tendency for emotional dysregulation just more likely to use it? There have been studies that suggest nicotine is a gateway drug, making it more likely to develop other addictions. But this has been largely rejected. Instead, it seems people who are generally more likely to take risks tend to do more risky things. They're more likely to get addicted to smoking, alcohol or cannabis, hard drugs or gambling. This doesn't make vaping any less addictive, it just means that it's
Good
probably
animation.
not the cause of other addictions. Where the science is pretty solid is that most people have a bad time when quitting nicotine. Nicotine is one of the most addictive substances we know and comes with a wide range of really unpleasant physical withdrawal symptoms. You can be on edge and experience intense craving for nicotine, unpleasant mood swings and anxiety. You can have difficulty sleeping, fatigue and headaches, and trouble concentrating. It can be harder to experience joy and to deal with stress, and it can make depression worse. Without nicotine, your suppressed appetite comes back, and since some people compensate by eating more, they put on weight. All of this makes quitting nicotine extremely hard. On top comes psychological addiction.
Same
that
like
can
a
be
weed
intense,
video,
since
like a
vaping
weed
is
with a weed.
extremely habit-forming. The good news is that these symptoms are entirely reversible. It takes about 72 hours for the nicotine to leave your body,
Okay.
and the worst withdrawal symptoms fade out or stop entirely in a few weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I know
Conclusion.
they do stop.
The problem with vaping is that it's too good. It tastes great, it's pleasant and stimulating, but it also supercharges nicotine and makes it even more addictive.
And more addictive, man.
Every smoker who switches from cigarettes to vapes is a win for global health. But this is where the benefits end. Vaping has already hooked a significant portion of the younger generations to nicotine, and that's really bad news. It's kind of unfair to expect young people to resist vaping by providing information about how bad it is or might be. Scaring people straight is a bad strategy. If you're addicted to nicotine, you use it to fight stress. And if you stress someone out by telling them that the thing they use to fight stress is bad, they do the thing to fight the stress you're causing them. Basically, humans developed a new way to make one of the most addictive substances that was on the decline attractive to millions of teens by making it taste like bubblegum.
Yeah.
Vaping is still very new, and we still have a chance to curb this new global addiction before it gets out of control.
This was the video on vaping and especially nicotine, which is used in vapes. But yeah, if you vape or if you know someone who vapes, just try not to do it. Try to stop it. But yeah, as I showed in the video, it's hella hard to stop than to keep using, you know, क्योंकि ਉਹਦੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ ਇਫੈਕਟਸ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ ਸਟਾਪ ਵੀ ਕਰੋ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਔਖਾ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਟਾਪ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਾਣ ਚੋਖਾ ਲਾ ਪਵੋਗੇ which gonna make you gain weight and vaping as they showed in the video makes you less hungry ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੈਮੀਕਲਸ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਆਫ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਾਬ ਸਮਝ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਤੇ of course it is not good ਪਰ ਇਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਬਾਈ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਲਤ ਆਇਆ was wrong in the start of the video ਕਿ smoking ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ is worse than vaping ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ smoking is kind of better or vaping is worse than smoking but yeah as they showed in the video vaping is maybe ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ better than smoking ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਗਰਟ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਛੱਡ ਦਿਓ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਟਿਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੈਬਿਟ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਮੋਕ ਕਰਨੇ ਦੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਵੇਪਿੰਗ ਆ ਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ but ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੰਗੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਿ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ yeah I have seen not in here not right now where I live but back in the US almost everyone like my friends or almost every one of them did vapes or used vapes or vaping all that nicotine and all that stuff. And ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਇਸ ਚੈਨਲ ਤੋਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵੇਖੀ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਮੇਬੀ few days ago about weed, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ weed also had kind of same effects as this thing, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ and ਇਸ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ your brain is still developing in kind of teenage years, in which years you guys the teenagers start vaping, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕੰਮ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ, ਸਮਝੋ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਹੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬ੍ਰੇਨ ਡਿਵੈਲਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ। ਸੇਮ ਥਿੰਗ ਵਿਦ ਦਾ ਵੀਡ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਛੱਡਣੀ ਔਖੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਕੰਮ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਬ੍ਰੇਨ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ। ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਫੈਕਟ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ kind of ਡਿਪਰੈਸ਼ਨ, ਵੇਟ ਗੇਨ, all that stuff like that। ਉਂਝ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਖੰਘ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਣੀ, shortness of breath, all of those symptoms like that। but ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। but it was another good video from kurzgesagt in a nutshell about vaping। ਤੇ ਪਰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ best thing ਇਹ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ don't do any of stuff like vaping, smoking, hookah is being a popular thing too। and I in the start I said I have never vaped, I have tried, I have vaped once, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ vaping started to become popular, and it's still becoming popular these years, but still few years ago ਮੇਰੇ ਦੋਸਤ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਵੇਪ ਟਰਾਈ ਤੇ ਕਰ। ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰ। ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੋ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਇੱਕ ਆਪਾਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੀਤਾ, ਤੇ ਲਾਈਕ not a thing for me you can say। ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਨਾ ਹੀ ਕਰਨਾ, ਨਾ ਹੀ ਦਿਲ ਸਮੋਕਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੀ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਭੈੜਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। you can do it, but at the same time it's not as good as not doing it at all, but overall good video। and I hope you guys learned something, I learned it as well। and try not to vape. If you do vape, keep it kind of normal, and try to just quit it. I know it's hard, but in few weeks or few days you should start to feel normal or same as before। and I'll see you guys in the next one.